Greetings and welcome to the premiere episode of the American Anime Otaku. In this first episode, I'd like to talk to you about one of my favorite anime, Oh My Goddess. Oh My Goddess was originally a manga created by Kosuke Fujishima and was published by Kodansha, in which seems to be a parody of Norse mythology. Can you believe this thing is over 20 years old and is still pumping out new volumes? The story about a college student who is visited by a Norse goddess, who then wishes she should stay by his side forever. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a look. Keiichi, do the honors, please.
My name is Keiichi Morisato. I'm a sophomore at the Nakomi Institute of Technology. When I got here, I thought the excitement of college life would cure the loneliness I felt in high school. I even joined the auto club, but it's always strapped for cash. So instead of doing any fun activities, all we do is work out. I moved into the dorm because it was cheaper, but with all the extreme personalities, and not to mention the auto club president, life can be pretty chaotic. And for some reason, they don't allow women here. I still don't know why.
So what exactly does he do for a living? Well, mostly odd jobs for the college's auto club. Of course!
The four of us have decided we're all going out tonight.
But
You see, there's a party going on that we absolutely cannot miss. So it looks like you won't be going anywhere tonight. And there's no way we can just leave our dorm room empty! You're the most trustworthy guy in this dorm, Morisato. And so we came up with a list of things to do while we're gone.
And don't forget the garden. Then scrub the terrace, sweep the halls and the stairs, clean the chimneys. And of course there's the mending and the sewing and the laundry.
And last but not least, make a phone call for the club's president, in which he ends up calling...
Good evening. You have reached the Goddess Helpline.
Sorry, you must have dialed the wrong
One
number.
moment. I shall take your request in person.
Whoa. Are you telling me that heaven actually has a phone number? You know what? I wonder what happens if I dial 666 on my cell phone. Let's check it out. I just wet myself.
Now then, your wish is my command.
And I just crapped myself.
Fear not, I am the goddess Beldandi.
Don't you mean Verdandi?
Allow me to introduce myself again. My name is Beldandi.
It's pronounced Verdandi.
Here, this is my card.
It's Verdandi, you moron! Alright, fine. It's your anime. You call her what you want to call her. Let's move on! So Beldandi informs Keiichi that she is able to grant him a single wish. And what exactly does he wish for?
I'd like for a goddess
Go on.
like you
All right.
to stay by my side forever.
That's a mighty tall order, boy. Considering the fact that you guys met about 3 minutes ago?
What? Wait, I wasn't serious. I just said the first thing that came to mind.
Hello? What was that?
I beg your pardon, but I need to borrow your phone. Hello? This is Beldandy speaking. Yes, this is in regards to the wish. What? You mean it's valid? Your wish has been duly granted.
Oh, really? So my wish is gonna come true. Oh, that's just good to know. They granted my wish for you to stay by my side forever?
Yes, it means I will be able to stay by your side, Mr. Keiichi Morisato, forever.
Wow. She's taking it rather well. A few nervous breakdowns later, the rest of the group arrive to discover Keiichi and Beldandy. They, of course, take the news rather well. So it turns out that they end up having to spend the night in a beat-up automobile. I would be careful if I were you, Keiichi. After all, cars are one of the places where babies happen.
Mr. Keiichi.
Hey, well, you know, you've had a rough day. I think I'm just gonna stay up all night and make sure you're safe, okay? All right, sleep well.
I rest my case. The next morning, they go searching for a new place to live. But that turns out to be more difficult than they imagined.
What you're looking for doesn't exist!
So Beldandy, being the goddess that she is, she prays for assistance.
O spirit of this thing called money, ye which bear the hopes of this humble man, we are but merely two wandering souls, souls who seek refuge. We are calling upon you now to reveal to us the path you would have us take.
Everybody knows that money is a terrible master, so why pray to it? It makes no sense. Let's continue. They are then led to a Buddhist temple where they are allowed to make their stay. Well, it seems that we've pretty much got the gist of the plot out of the way, so let's now talk about the main characters of the show. Let's talk about Keiichi first. He's a pretty nice guy, although he seems to be pretty gullible at times. Throughout the first half of the series, all he seems to do is whine and complain, although he does gradually mature later on as the series progresses. He doesn't seem to have much luck with women, considering the fact that he tends to be extremely shy around them.
Here's the deal. That aberration I mentioned was an error in your personal data. It's what caused the system to malfunction. However, all that can be resolved by sending your DNA back to heaven.
Oh, okay, so how are we gonna do that?
By making physical contact with Beldandy. In other words, all you have to do is kiss her.
Then there's Beldandy. She is undoubtedly the lifeblood of the series. She's innocent and caring, and isn't abrasive, stupid, impulsive, nor annoying. However, she does tend to be rather naive when it comes to this world's customs. Although she has a seemingly kind and sweet personality, she is by no means a pushover, and is ready to stand up for others that she cares about, as shown in this clip here.
What is it?
It doesn't matter what kind of schemes you try, we will not lose. Now would you be so kind as to leave?
If you'd please excuse me.
In Norse mythology, she is one of the Norns, alongside her sisters Erd and Skuld, who are in charge of the flow of time as well as fate. Wait a minute. If you take her original name, Verdandi, translate it into the Japanese pronunciation, you would get Berudandi, which ends up being Beldandy. Oh boy.
I'm so fucking stupid! I'm so fucking stupid!
Out of all the characters in the show, Erd is probably the most complex character, so she stands out as my favorite character. She comes to Earth seemingly out of boredom and tries to get Beldandy and Keiichi to get the freak on, as well as often trying to seduce him.
Hey, what was that all about?
I'm sorry, what? Unlike Belldandy, she's rather loud and obnoxious. In fact, she's such an opposite of Belldandy that they're often at odds with each other. The most interesting thing about her is the fact that she's actually half demon. Gee, talk about a split personality. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention that she also tends to fall asleep at the mere sound of Anka music. You should try smooth jazz. That'll put anybody to sleep. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention that she also tends to fall asleep at the mere sound of Anka music. She's also very impulsive, often acting without thinking, which gives her a very selfish appearance. Deep down, she's a very sensitive and caring character, although she rarely ever shows it. She also sports a fun-loving personality, which at times causes trouble for the others, especially her sister Scold. Boy, I must say, Scold is rather kind of annoying in the first few episodes she's in. She gets pretty selfish and bratty at times, and is also jealous of Keiichi's relationship with Belldandy. She's also at times teased by Erd, who also tends to break her inventions.
Ooh, there's one right now.
Ah! No, stop!
No! What the fuck? She's an inventive genius who is able to create anything for basically any situation. She compensates her inability to use magic with her own knowledge about machines and often brags about her creations.
Meet Mitaro, the all-purpose slicer and dicer. With him around, your workload should be a whole lot lighter. Slice, Mitaro!
You know, I gotta take that back. She's extremely annoying. She also hates to be alone and has a rather unhealthy relationship with her sister Belldandy. Now, what can a TV series be without supporting cast? Let's talk about the leaders of the NIT Auto Club. These guys are both the directors of the NIT Auto Club. They are rather pushy and brash and often throw all the hard work on Keiichi. However, they do show a lot of respect for Keiichi's abilities. These guys try to come up with a lot of crazy ideas for the Motor Club, often creating problems for Keiichi.
Hey, come in here. We at the Auto Club want your ear.
What was that? Ah, what the heck. What? That wasn't enough for you? Okay. Try this one.
The ambiguously gay duo, the ambiguously gay duo. They are taking on evil, come what may. They are fighting all crime to save the day.
Then there's Sayoko. If there ever was a whiny, snotty, and all-around has-been for a rival for Belldandy, that pretty much sums her up. She's rich, spoiled, and extremely jealous of Belldandy for taking her spot as the campus queen. She's often collaborating with her cousin Toshiyuki Aoyama to try to separate Keiichi and Belldandy. Aoyama's personality can pretty much be summed up like this. So you can probably bet that these guys are the main villains of the show.
What the hell is that?
What the fuck?
Damn those gods! They went to the effort of placing an extra protective seal on me!
That is until this chick came along. And you are?
The name's Mara, and I'm a first-class demon unlimited license.
Mara apparently hates the goddesses for sealing her inside some magic CD, and you guessed it, she wants revenge.
Just you wait, goddesses. I'll get my revenge, if it's the last thing I do.
She apparently has a music weakness as well, causing her to dance every time she hears rock and roll.
Hey, look on the bright side. At least it wasn't Elton John.
And since Mara happens to be a demon, good luck charms have an adverse effect on her.
Huh? Ah! What kind of house of horrors is this?
So, how does this series stand overall?
Let's talk about the content of this show. There really isn't very much sex or nudity in this show aside from a couple of bath or shower scenes, or your occasional humiliating joke on Sayoko. Even so, they still manage to keep things pretty much covered up or off screen. So I'll give this a 1 out of 5. The same can be said about crude humor, even though Erd's flirtatiousness can get out of hand at times. Also a 1 out of 5. There is, however, occasional profanity in this show, but it stays mostly in your mild explicitive or in the form of name-calling. 2 out of 5. There is a bit of fighting in this show, but it remains mostly bloodless, involving the use of magic instead of getting all physical. It also mostly tries to stay within the realm of slapstick. Also a 1 out of 5. Now let's talk about performance. The story is interesting and has a nice steady flow to it. It's never too slow or boring, but it isn't too fast or bloated either. There are, however, a few plot elements that were left unexplained, but I think they decided to save those for the second season of the show. That's why I give the story a 3 out of 5. The show's soundtrack is pretty cool and matches the situation as needed. It's not exactly a memorable soundtrack, but it fits well and gets the job done. However, I will say there are a few tracks that I enjoy, including the show's opening theme, so I'll give it a 4 out of 5. The animation may not be state-of-the-art, but it is very bright and colorful, and the character designs aren't too flashy or ridiculous. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 as well. Characterization is where this show truly shines, as most of the characters have something the viewer can relate to, and even the goddesses themselves aren't exactly perfect in nature. Also, most of the side characters are explained pretty well, so this one gets a 4 out of 5. So how much of the show was entertaining? To be honest, I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't too loud or obnoxious, and you often wonder how Keiichi and Beldandy's relationship will work through a said situation. The characters in the show are lovable, and the show's humor was pretty funny without getting on your nerves. That said, I give the show 3 style points and an overall rating of 8 out of 10.
Tune in next time when I review